This is Appalachian Television Omni Media, improving America. Did I get through? 3:04. Local Wasteland time. If you're listening, you're still here. Still on the line. Still breathing beneath a sky that forgot how to glow. This is midnight in the wasteland, and I'm Night Watch. Still talking to the silence. Still passing along the things most people walk past without looking. Tonight's story is a soft one. Sad, but quiet about it. The kind you don't notice at first, until you realize it never left the room. Someone told me about a woman, a ghoul now, older, lives alone in a broken red rocket station out west. This one comes from a man I met once at a stop outside of Charleston. He wasn't looking for a fire, didn't ask for food, just sat with me for a while. He started talking like the story had been waiting to leave his mouth. He said there's a red rocket station out west, half buried, sign leaning, one pump still standing. Nothing special about it, unless you know what you're looking at. Inside, someone lives there. A ghoul woman, dresses in red. Not flashy, just clean. As clean as anyone can manage out here. Floor swept. Counter cleared. Curtains cut from old scarves. A cracked mirror set at a kind angle, so it gives back what a person can stand. At dusk, she sits by the window and lights a little oil lamp made from a Nuka bottle. The glass turns to flame the color of old candy. She sets it in the same spot each night, a habit laid down like a track. She waits there, all night. The man said she used to run her own place, back when money had paper faces. Discreet, quiet, polite. Remembered names, remembered stories. Never made a fuss. After the bombs, she didn't die. Not exactly. But the world stepped back from her, like it had somewhere else it needed to be. Clients vanished. Friends mislaid her name. Shelters closed early. So she drifted until the red rocket offered a roof and 4 patient walls. She looked at the useless pump, the bays, the empty forecourt, and decided it could still be a place where people arrive tired and leave a little lighter. She sat up there, sponge in a cracked bowl, tin for tea leaves that didn't steep right anymore, towels folded in a stack that never seemed to shrink, a jar on the counter labeled, "For the road," with 2 caps in it, and a note under the jar that read, "Pay if you can, take if you must." The man passed through on a rainy night, didn't know what the place would be, didn't know what she was. She opened the door, smiled, and without showing too many teeth said, "Sugar, you look tired. Come rest a spell." He sat. She poured tea. It was more memory than flavor, but he drank it. She asked nothing of him, didn't offer herself, didn't even ask his name. They talked about old roads, about cars that used to come in hot and leave cooler, about the way the sky looked when color had time. Before he left, she reached under the counter and handed him a handkerchief. Plain red, hem-stitched in small, neat bites. Said it was her last clean one, but he looked like someone who needed it more than she did. He took it. Didn't know what to say. She told him, "Come back any time. I'm always open." even if the world isn't. He went back months later with a sack of screws, a coil of wire, nothing worth much. Found the bay swept, lamp lit, mirror straight. Door chime made from bottle caps, singing in the draft. She was mending a sleeve for a traveler who'd already gone. Said some folks leave a shirt and never come back for it. Says she fixes them anyway. Not everything needs a reason, she said. Sometimes a thing just needs doing. He noticed other small rituals. A chalk mark on the door frame each morning, wiped each night. A kettle she warms on a heater that wheezes, but never quits. A list tacked near the refrigerator. Not prices, but roads. 7 west, 61 south, 88 broken. As if she's keeping track of ways in and out for people she'll never meet. He asked once if she expected someone. She didn't answer, just adjusted the lamp, smoothed the curtains, and looked through the glass like headlights were a kind of weather. The man never saw a weapon near her hand, only a broom, only a pot of lukewarm tea, only a basket of clean rags and a spool of thread. He did see the way raiders slow down when they reached the forecourt, how one looked at the lamp, the curtains, the mirror tilted kind, and said, "Not this one," like the place itself said please. Other travelers left signs. A comb on the corner with every tooth clean, a tin of buttons sorted by color, half a bar of soap wrapped in paper, tied with a loop of red thread, a little brass pin left where a tip jar would go. On clear nights, she would hum pre-war jingles to herself, the ones that used to bounce off chrome and promise tomorrow. Sometimes she polished the pump until it believed it was useful again. He asked about the red dresses. She said red is for stop, for you're safe, for eyes up, right here. Said the color makes her feel like a warm room. He told her the road could use more rooms like that. She patted his head, like a person trying to spare someone else the trouble of belief. The man said a caravan once broke down a mile out. They limped in on a rim and found pans already set on the counter for bolt washers, a kettle trying its best, and a note on the workbench, "Use the light." They swore the pump glow made the bolts find their holes. He said another time a girl with a fever lay on the floor because the cot was too small for the shaking. The Red Rocket lady sat with her until the worst had gone quiet, changing clothes, counting breaths, never asking the kinds of questions that turn people into confessors. When he finally asked her why she stayed, she touched a glass of the Nuka lamp with one careful fingertip and said, "Someone might need the door to be open when they get here." Then added softer, "Someone might be already on their way." He said he believed her, not because he's a hopeful man, because sometimes, some places, make hope look like furniture. The last time he saw her, he left 2 caps in a jar and a spool of decent thread. She pretended not to see the caps, but she took the thread with a kind of gratitude that doesn't require ceremony. He walked out into the dark. He turned once. The lamp made a small circle on the window, like a lighthouse that had chosen to be enough. He told me that he passed the station a couple more times. Never at the same hour. Always the lamp. Always the broom, leaned just so. Sometimes a tin plate cooling in the window, as if supper had been served in the road itself. He didn't see who eats there. I don't think it matters. She never asked for a monument, never asked to be remembered. She just kept on sweeping a floor that no one walked across, lighting a lamp for people who never found their way to it. Not because she expected them to, but because it felt wrong to let the dark win completely. There's a kind of grace in that. Not loud, not holy, just steady. I don't know if anyone ever came back, if that man who drank her cold tea ever passed through again. But I know the door stayed open, and I know the light stayed on. Some folks survive by moving, by fighting, by forgetting. She survived by waiting, and by making sure, just in case, that there was still one place in the wasteland where someone might be welcome without questions. You've been listening to Midnight in the Wasteland. I'm Night Watch. Still here. Still listening. I'll be back tomorrow if the lamp stays lit and the quiet stays kind. Until then, leave the light on for someone.